Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here again. Got another Alliance War video for you. This is from Season 23, War 10. I think I have this and two other videos to upload. And this first one, I'm going up through the middle on the left side. Usually I take Path 1, this is Path 2, this is Note 5. And this is a Rank 3 SIG 80 thing. And it's got the Strike Counter Fury. And you know, Thing is an excellent, probably by far the best option for just about almost any champion that gets put on these Strike Counter Furies, because you can pretty much ignore it. There are a few champs where Thing wouldn't be as viable as a counter, but yeah, right now for this path we're using Thing. You can see so far I'm doing fine, you know, as far as like the indestructibles and the destructibles, not really worried about that. I'm just trying to keep an eye out on his rock stacks, because I'm totally ignoring the Strike Counter Fury. Thing has a ton of Furies, and right there, this is where we mess up, and I'm like, crap, I have him at like no power, and I need to get him to 15 rock stacks and a bar of power, and you're just gonna see how good Thing is with his protection ability. I'm trying to dex. I wish this dude would back up. He's not backing up. He just keeps throwing his heavies. I keep getting hit here and there, but because I have protection on, I'm taking very little damage. Finally, he gets to a bar of power. Still getting a few hits on me, but the protection keeps triggering. I'm like, dude, throw your special. I'm just sitting here just waiting, because I can't hit him, because if I hit him, then I'm gonna drop his rock stacks down, and then I'm just gonna be in that cycle again. So I'm just waiting for this dude to throw a special. Finally, he throws a special. So you can see that I have 65% health left. So out of all of that nightmare disaster where he is at just crazy amounts of Furies, I took very limited damage. I mean, I did take damage, but anybody else in the game, they would have been dead long ago, unless you were fully dexing all of those heavies and that just smashing in the corner. And then you're going to see here, I do mess up, where I believe I try to intercept this guy when he has 15 rock stacks, like right here. Or maybe not yet. Oh, right there. I just go in too early, and it takes off another third of my health. I'm like, ugh. So I lost a lot of health in that fight, but Thing's protection ability is just putting in work. Okay, so now we have an Apocalypse. Okay, this is a 565 Apocalypse. So I go and I heal up, because I have a few more Thing fights, and basically this has the brute force. Luckily, this guy, it's actually Happy McMuffins. This guy did pretty well in the like the summer showdown thing. He's got suicides on, so I'm like, sweet, that's gonna be awesome. Again, with Thing, it's just redline it, don't throw a special, and then ignore Strike Counter Fury. Let the Furies build up like crazy, and then every time you do a block, it's basically gonna trigger protection when it's not active. So pretty much you take no damage pretty much most of the fight. You know, when you parry and you block stuff, it takes like 1 health point, which is nothing. And so this guy is just going to be, you know, this makes it easier with suicides, because he can just keep throwing specials. Although this has the power focus 1, and so far he hasn't been throwing any specials. Not very many. This is what, like the 3rd or 4th L1. But there, he's dead. Pretty easy fight. Thanks for the suicides. Thing takes him down. And then next up, we had somebody take the other strike counter Fury. I think that might have been like a, I think it might have been Nick Fury, which thing is really sketchy on with doing that strike counter Fury fight. So we had a Omega do that. Now we're going up to this mini boss up the middle. This is the what do you call it? It's the power snack backup recovery. And so I just need to be really careful with the backup recovery. I don't want to push this guy to a special 3. I'm just kind of trying to do a lot of parries and hits under the stun. I do have max petrify, which means 30% less power gain for the opponent when I hit while under the stun. And I'm just blocking L1s, building up a ton of smolder, and you can see this dude melts. He was throwing his special ones pretty much just when I needed it, and that fight went really well, really quick. Had Nova Flame on, getting the power stings, 28 hits. Can't ask for much more better than that. And then next up we have a Void. This is on EMP and Burden of Might. And, you know, Thing is just a really awesome counter here as well because he's shock immune, so you can just totally ignore the EMP. Burden of Might, I'm pretty much going to ignore as well. And my whole game plan for this fight is just to kind of play it slow, build up, do a lot of parry and short combos, and then kind of pause and wait till right before I get to my 10-hit combo, and wait for the Intimidating Presence timer to come up. And that's just going to allow me to make sure that I rarely get a Intimidating Presence debuff on me. And yeah, this Void's gonna go down quick, throw off a big L3. I think I had the max 20 rock stacks. We've been building up Furies because I have the Human Torch synergy every time I parry. If you're at max rock stacks, it automatically just converts those next 5 into Furies, and it just keeps like going. So so here I'm just kind of stalling, waiting for that timer to come, and then boom, knock it off, that Intimidating Presence, and we're just rolling. There's nothing really too difficult about this. Just the game plan is just patience. If you're patient and not just going crazy, and you don't get stuck, you know, at a low combo of 10 when that Intimidating Presence comes up, then you'll be fine. Throw off a big L2, stun him, and he's almost dead. Throw off an L1, doesn't quite do it. He throws his L1. I get that fatigue on me just for a split second, but we knock it off and we knock him out. So yeah, Thing is a really great counter for that EMP node. We're all moving up and out. This is now we're gonna have a Sabretooth, and for this fight I'm going to use Human Torch. This has Vigor and Indomitable. I can't reverse the healing, but I can block it. And yeah, basically I'm going to be charging heavies to try to build up the temperature as quickly as I can. This guy looks like he does have some pretty good limber on him, so I can't charge as much. Again, with the Human Torch and Thing synergy, my temperature is going to last longer. It's not going to fall off as quickly, and then it's just when I get it up high, it's medium, light, medium, getting those quick incinerates off. I was able to activate Nova Flame for a short period of time, get some good damage off, and then this guy is just pretty much melted. Hit him with an L2, and then we just tap him over. So very quick, very easy. Sabretooth goes down, 32 hits. And then next up we have a Sentinel. And for this Sentinel, I'm using Thing. Thing is a great counter for Sentinel just because, on this note, because Buffet gets thrown out the window because Thing can't be nullified. That means that any buffs that I trigger, whether it's dexterity or whether it's the unblockable or the unstoppable from specials, doesn't matter, they can't get nullified. You'll see that immune comes up, and basically I can't trigger buffet, so he can't heal. And so we're just going to do a lot of parry medium light mediums to alternate our combo, try to make sure that we minimize the analysis that gets built up by Sentinel. And I am trying to keep him to his L1. His L2 is fine to evade, but if you don't have the spacing right and you happen to get tagged by that one, those incinerates can do some really good damage. So just going to try to play it safe and avoid that. Keep him to his L1. L1 simple, and if I happen to get hit, I'm armor break immune, so I don't get the armor breaks. It would just apply like a heal block, no big deal. And the L1, it actually doesn't hit very hard. And especially when I have, typically I'm having a decent amount of rock stacks up, it would make it even less. So here comes an L2, fully evade that. Now he's at full analysis, and so there's really no reason to alternate your combo very much. Just kind of just go in and hammer on him. He is going to be able to throw more specials at full analysis because the special activation costs like half the power or whatever. No big deal. We got plenty of destructibles that we have built up beforehand, and I think we're going to light him up with an L3 at some point. And I think I'm waiting till I got into Assassin's range. Gonna bait this special out, and then I think I'm gonna block and get my max 20 rock stacks and hit him. And there we go, we get the special off, and parry, throw a special 3, yeah, there we go. And this should just about finish him off, I believe. And we take the Sentinel down. Yes, goes down. So pretty simple and straightforward fight there. And then next up we have another Happy McStuffins fight. This is a buffet Cosmic Ghost Rider, and so we've already fought this guy beforehand, so we know he has suicide, so it's gonna make it even easier. I'm just going in with Thing, and I don't really need to worry about the strike counter. Suppression, I will be using some specials though. He is Incinerate immune. I don't get that Incinerate on him because I have that Human Torch Incinerate that gives me that Incinerate on L1. But basically we're just going to try to keep this guy to his L1, throwing those, and let him kind of kill himself. So that was one special. He's already at 50%. Throw off another special one. The L1 evade for Ghost Rider is basically the same timing that Storm Pyramid X is. And yeah, so I think just maybe like one more L1 and this guy will go down. Cosmic, yeah, so he only threw off 2 specials. Pretty simple, straightforward fight. How many hits was that? 39 hits. So yeah, suicides, they make fights go a lot faster. And Thing does his work. Have someone move up. This is early in the war, but we're already at the mini island. Have somebody move up, and we're gonna hit these next 2 fights. So I think I've been hitting from Void, the Sabretooth, Sentinel, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Voodoo, and the next fight, which is Hulkbuster, all on one set of boosts, which is really nice. So this Voodoo, he's got a long regen at the beginning, which means he's going to be unblockable for a significant amount of time. So as long as you can work around that, tapping into their block, you can do like a dash back, counter, evade. Voodoo has a short reach, kind of like Domino and like Annihilus and Killmonger. You can counter him, but just kind of playing it slow at the beginning. I think this guy had some Mystic Dispersion, But you know, I threw on my Nova Flame just because I wasn't going to use it. I wasn't tasked to do anything else with Torch this war, and man, Voodoo goes down super fast. So once that regen goes off, then it's just like a super easy, straightforward fight, no problem. And how many hits? 29 hits. Goes down. And then last fight of the war here is a Hulkbuster. And you know, usually I'm using Human Torch on this Polka Dot Power Stunning Reflection node, but the scaling of how the potency of the shock from Hulkbuster, it would end up killing Torch for sure. So this is what I brought Doom in for. I think this is the first war of the season and the only war of the season that I brought Doom in. You know, he's a great attacker, great defender, great champ overall. For this war, we just got one fight. It's this fight. I threw on some boosts. I threw on some Mystic power boosts because if I don't keep those armor ups in check, my ability accuracy can fail, and then I may never get to another power bar again. So I'm trying to nullify some of those armor ups and then throw off some big L2s, hoping that I can get some incinerates. And you see I only got one on that, but that does take down the stun shield. But you can see like my stagger failed because he's got those two armor ups messing with my ability accuracy. But this is a long fight. This Hulkbuster is super tanky. Like there, even my L1 couldn't nullify those armor ups, any of them. And I do get a shock. It gives me just enough to get back to a special 1. And I think am I gonna throw another special 1? Maybe I'm gonna wait till a special 2. No, there we go. We try to nullify. We get one of those armor ups nullified. There we throw an L2. Do we get any incinerates? We get 1. And just because of that ability accuracy reduction from Hulkbuster's armor ups, it just makes this fight long. And that was like the whole main reason for having the Mystic power boost, so I can get a bunch of power back on these specials. But it's going well. I'm getting some destructibles on him. He gets the regen, and I'm unable to nullify that, but I'm able on his L1, but the aura was able to take that off, which was nice. This is gonna be like 100, and it's gonna be like 100, almost 140 hits, I think. But Doom does his job and takes this dude out. Now he's got the max armor up, so it's doing very little damage on those hits. And so yeah, so there it is. We take Doom down, or Hulkbuster down with Doom, and that's all I had for the war. We had a Corvus take out the Killmonger boss. We ended up losing Untainted TP1, NxTP1. They did a great job. It was a close war at the beginning, probably like halfway through, and then we had several deaths, and it just wasn't worth the items, and we had some guys just clear the map, and yeah, lost this one. But thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.